Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. We've got even more new details on what Call of Duty is seemingly changing, some for the better, some maybe for the worse, with Black Ops 7. We've seen so many different multiplayer-based leaks surface over the past couple of days, and today we've got some pretty interesting ones to break down. Like I said, some of them I'm a little bit concerned about. Others, though, are directly addressing fan-favorite features that people have been asking for in COD for quite some time. So we've got a lot to break down today, starting first with all this information from the Ghost of Hope, this time talking about specialist abilities apparently. And keep in mind, Hope has a solid track record for inside information, leaks, rumors, things of that nature, but at the end of the day, all of this is still leaks and rumors, so take it all with a grain of salt. Nothing's official until we see it in gameplay. We get an official confirmation from Call of Duty or Treyarch themselves. But first up, Hope initially posts saying specialist abilities are returning in Black Ops 7. You may recall this was something that we had back in previous Black Ops games, Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4. I've never really been a huge like hero ability fan. Games that have that stuff I've never really enjoyed that much. There were certainly specialists in Black Ops 4 that I can recall that I absolutely disliked with a passion. There were also some that were very good that I enjoyed quite a bit. So there is some trade-off there. Typically, I'm more, in favor of not having things like this, but Hope does mention there's stuff like active camo, which could be really strong if it's like sort of what we saw in the trailer there, where it almost turns you invisible. It's like a cloaking mechanism, basically. The grapple hook, I'd also be very interested in because I do think that'd be really cool for movement and more. Basically what you'd expect. So what he describes doesn't seem too extreme like what we've seen from some specialist upgrades and abilities in the past, but obviously we're going to have to wait and see what the full list, the full availability would be like for these. But it does seem like some kind of specialist-like system could be coming for Black Ops 7 multiplayer. Now, this one is unfortunately one that I think a lot of players are going to be a little bit disappointed by, myself included. As Hope says, as far as I'm aware, there is no pick 10 system in Black Ops 7. For those unaware, pick 10 is a created class system that is oftentimes viewed as one of the best we've ever had in Call of Duty, where you essentially get 10 points to go through, select a primary, select a secondary, your attachments, your perks, your equipment. So you can opt on skipping out having a lethal and a tactical and add more attachments to your gun, or add an extra perk in, or you could go in with only 2 perks if you wanted to. It was a system that had really cool trade-offs, really cool ways to create a loadout and create a class setup that felt very unique time and again. And we never really had a system that has replicated that well in the past. Obviously now we've got a much more straightforward gunsmith, 5 attachments, you're good to go, you're just in there. Then you have your full-on created class, your secondary, all your perks, your overkill wild card, everything like that. So no pick 10 system, a little bit bummed by that, especially after we just got a glimpse of like Battlefield's 100 point system that is very similar to a pick 10 system, but just on guns themselves. I think for weapon customization, that does offer a lot of really unique, ability to go through and create a gun that is truly unique to you and truly feels perfect for your play style and your preferences. So a little bit disappointed in the fact that there apparently is no pick 10 system for BO7 multiplayer. Now, we had talked a little bit about this one a few days back, talking about some of the initial leaks that started surfacing about Black Ops 7, but Hope now reports that looping streaks originally were in the game, so you could cycle streaks in the same life. You could get multiple UAVs, multiple different lethals and whatnot there, depending on what kill streaks or score streaks you're running. But now he's hearing that looping streaks is actually a perk, so you just put that perk on if you want the ability to go through and actually get multiple streaks in a life. I think that adds some value and some competition to the perk categories. If this ends up coming to fruition, gives you the ability to say, okay, I want to focus a lot on streaks in my gameplay and looping them in specific. I plan on going on high gun streaks here and getting a lot of score and wrapping these streaks around. You can dedicate your gameplay to that by building out your perk setup to favor this. So that's kind of an interesting approach to that in general. And by the way, as we are going through all the various different leaks and rumors that have surfaced now for some of these pretty impactful changes that COD is making, if you guys enjoy the video, you find the info helpful, a like rating is always seriously appreciated. And of course, if you are new to the channel, you want to ensure that you're always up to date with everything going on in COD, be sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications, and help get us one step closer to hitting 1 million subscribers. Now, we've heard about the Black Ops 2 map rumor for this game for a long time. We've had reports saying that Black Ops 2 maps were going to be in Black Ops 7 for months. Now, though, we've got some specifics. We had heard that there were going to be a couple of remastered Black Ops 2 maps available at launch. Hope now reports that they are apparently going to be Raid, Express, and Hijacked. So, of course, these are classic maps that seemingly most players enjoyed. These were cycled through the competitive rotation with League play and everything. Raid, obviously, has been remastered several times, and it's always a fan favorite here, so not really surprising to see that one recycled yet again. Express, we've had a couple of times, and this, of course, is another map that is pretty unique, and I honestly really enjoyed it. And then also Hijacked, we've had this one remastered throughout the years multiple times as well. So not too surprising with their selection for the launch maps. Then I'd have to imagine we start to see other Black Ops 2 maps make their way in throughout the various seasons. So season 1 will add in 2 or 3, season 2, 2 or 3, so on and so forth throughout the year until we have the majority, if not all, of the Black Ops 2 multiplayer maps back in Black Ops 7. Keep in mind though, this would indicate that the vast majority of the maps that we're going to see at launch are entirely brand new. So that's a good thing. I'm always in favor of having the new stuff there first. Then if you're going to do remasters and remakes, you add that in over time so it doesn't feel like you're playing the same game again. Obviously, that's kind of what the effect of Modern Warfare 3 was at launch, with all the MW2 maps being there. Then they added in so many good 6v6 maps and new maps in the post-launch seasons that really kept the game feeling fresh. And more details here specifically on these Black Ops 2 maps. Hope says pretty much all of the Black Ops 2 maps for Black Ops 7 are finished as far as I'm aware. I've also heard that Black Ops 7 post-launch content is trying to get as close as possible to the content output that Modern Warfare 3 had. And we'll talk more on this in just a moment, but the maps themselves being ready, being finished for the most part is good. That means a lot of the post-launch content probably is getting scheduled out and it's going to be ready. There won't be hopefully any significant delays and stuff or anything that feels too rushed if that's the case. But then also the larger news here, the more impactful stuff here, is them trying to match the output of Modern Warfare 3. We know by now, Modern Warfare 3 post-launch, the best post-launch support any Call of Duty title has ever had. That set the bar. Black Ops 6, a game that was developed in more than double the time of Modern Warfare 3, completely missed hitting that bar, even reaching it. They didn't come close. It was like the giant, tallest bar in the playground, and you jumped and you didn't even hit the short one that was next to it, right? Like they completely whiffed on that one, right? But if they're aiming to do that, that means they've got to have a lot of content in the pipeline. Another leak does indicate that they've got quite a few plans for some stuff that went over very well in Modern Warfare 3, which hopefully will pan out good. But that is good news all around there as far as the long-term sustained support of Black Ops 7 goes. So as mentioned, a little bit more to add on to this. Hearing that weekly challenges / events like Modern Warfare 3 had are planned to return for Black Ops 7. This is phenomenal news. Probably the best news out of this entire new, dump of leaks that we've got here today. This new batch of leaks that we've got here today. Like I just said, Modern Warfare 3's post-launch support was phenomenal, and one of the huge elements of that was the constant checklist of things to do. Every single week, you knew you could jump on and do a select few challenges and get yourself a new aftermarket part that completely changed how a weapon played. A lot of them were useless. A lot of them were also phenomenal as well. We had such a broad selection there by the time we'd get through an entire season or multiple seasons, right? You had camos to go for throughout those weekly challenges as well for a long-term grind in every single season. New events always dropping, which is not something we've had here in Black Ops 6. We get events here and there, not as frequently as Modern Warfare 3, and oftentimes the rewards are very lackluster compared to Modern Warfare 3. So them being fully aware of the Modern Warfare 3 content output that's supposedly being the goal, the bar they're trying to reach there, and saying that weekly challenges, weekly events are probably going to end up being a thing, that all leads to me being a lot more hopeful about Black Ops 7's post-launch support than what we got with Black Ops 6, where there wasn't a lot of certainty in that based off of what we heard pretty early on. So this could be a complete 180 in that. Obviously, the launch content is still so important. The game has to get off on a good foot, especially because there's so much doubt right now in the community and a lot of uncertainty with the state of Call of Duty. Launch is going to be pivotal, but then like we've seen before, games have fantastic launches. Modern Warfare 2 had a fantastic launch. Black Ops 6 had a fantastic launch. Then they fell off a cliff because the post-launch support just wasn't there or the game design just wasn't there. So Black Ops 7 kind of has to nail everything. That's a lot of pressure for it, but it also should have a lot of pressure. It's Call of Duty at the end of the day. They know what they're doing. So this hopefully, thus far does mean good things for the content and the support here across the board. Now, I won't lie, this is the one final leak today that we've got, and it definitely bums me out the most because I'm a massive Ground War fan. I love that mode so much. I've always been a huge Ground War player and Ground War fan, dating back to some of the classic CODs when it wasn't even as crazy as it is, you know, in modern CODs. But Hope does say the new ground war type mode in Black Ops 7, we've had leaks there were going to be larger team-based modes in this game. Didn't know if it was going to be officially called ground war or something else or whatever. But apparently the new ground war-like mode is not great. But there is wingsuits involved, which are cool. So we obviously saw some clips of wingsuits from the campaign in the original teaser trailer. Seems like they might be applying that tech to some multiplayer gameplay as well. But ground war, unless it gets refined, maybe won't be a mode that a lot of players find much interest in. We're going to have to wait and see what that's like. I'm sure we'll get information around Call of Duty Next and everything for that. But several new gameplay leaks. Like I said, some sound really promising in terms of content and output there and sustained support. Others a little bit more concerning depending on what type of features you like. Pick 10, ground war versus 6v6, things of that nature. But all of these are impactful. They will have a strong impact on gameplay for good or for, you know, worse here or for bad, you know, depending on your preferences here. But nonetheless, a lot of multiplayer information has surfaced here, and we're only going to get more and more in the coming days and weeks. Obviously, we've got the full initial worldwide reveal for Black Ops 7 coming up soon. We got a lot of information that we're going to be covering with that, so stay tuned. If you guys want to stay up to date with everything going on, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and if you enjoyed this video, a like rating on your way out would be seriously appreciated. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.